We have 3 weeks until quite possibly the biggest ever event to ever hit the Sea of Thieves in terms of story or what we've seen. Not in the extended novels, just mainly what we've seen in game. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing that factor, that of course being Flamehearts' return. What the hell has happened today that has prompted this, and where can we expect to move forward from here? And also, I'm going to be taking a look at the Herald of the Flame a bit, because they've broken quite a lot of things as per usual with the updates. There is a fair few things broken, mainly visual things with this update today. So then, the Herald of the Flame, what an adventure it was. It was, to be honest with you, it was decent. It was probably maybe better than the Siren's Prize. It was a bit of a buggy mess. I'll get onto that in a second. But overall, in terms of lore, it was good. Now, I will admit, in terms of the capacity of adventures, as I've mentioned previous times in many videos before, it really could have been better. I feel like it had a lot more potential. It had so much more potential. To give you a quick rundown of the adventure, now obviously spoilers ahead if you haven't played it already, it was basically a simple fetch quest. Belle's found out, the time of resurrection is coming. Quick, investigate. She reckons it sticks to Jim, etc. Go to Devil's Thirst, meet Pendragon, sort of uncover the past of Stitch Jim and what happened after he got cursed in Heart of Fire. And then we eventually find out he is the Herald of the Flame and he's planning to resurrect Flameheart by visiting Flameheart's tomb. We return to Belle and we say, "Yo, Flameheart's coming back. Gotta do something about it, otherwise we're all gonna die." And then she says, "Okay, we must go to Molten Sands Fortress. That's where it's all kicking off. Go on, have fun. It's we heavily guarded. Ooh, so we sail over there." And then, bam, we meet the Herald of the Flame, Stitch Jim, in his Ashen Lord form. Something that we've been waiting for goodness knows how long. Years and years and years at this point. It was an absolutely epic fight. Finally saw him. It was him, transformed into big fat Ashen Lord guy. Anyways, we kill him eventually, and then Pendragon grabs Flameheart's skull out of the vault. He destroys it through much pain and suffering while everyone's screaming, "Make sure you do it right this time." And then he's as happy as Larry. He's cheering about the room. He's saying, "Whoa, we did it. You guys are amazing. Let's return to Belle, give the good news. I'm going to type some loose ends." And then we're like, alright, I really don't feel that this is going to be the end, but okay. So we return to Belle, and then Pendragon, our happy chappy, appears, and oh look, he's not so happy anymore, and he says, "I've discovered something. We're all gonna die." No. He discovers that Flameheart is, his body's gone because he tried to type some loose ends and Stitch Jim took him away. He's nowhere to be seen, even though we defeated him, so he would be nowhere to be seen. Anyway, he's disappeared, Flameheart's disappeared, and then he discovers that there's another ritual being taken place after he asks Belle about when the time of resurrection actually is, and it turns out it's related to the Festival of the Damned, which is, it's meant to be kicking off soon. I wonder if they're going to do an off the anyway, that's a different topic. Hopefully they'll do a Damned event. But the next event will be kicking off on November 4th, 4 days after Halloween. I guess that's just how time frames have lined up. But anyways, there you go. That's the brief overview of everything that's happened. Now, before we get into what I think is going to be kind of happening in the future of where all this is going, let's talk about the pros and cons of the adventure, because, as usual, it's going to be probably a bit of a controversial one. So, let's kick things off with pros. Why was this adventure so good? Well, it was your standard fetch quest, and we did see some reused mechanics like the damned lantern to uncover memories, which I will admit, it's getting a bit stale now, it's getting a bit old, but anyway, that was fine. Met Pendragon, nice to see some VO there, nice to see another character returning, good story overall, and the final fight was, as I said, it was surprising to actually see Stitch Jim in his Ashen Lord form, and it was really cool to see it, to be honest with you. It was just awesome. We saw the Seventh Flame, again we learned more of what happened to Stitch Jim. It was all good stuff that we learned. So overall, it was a good adventure, and that's the key word there, adventure. I'll say it again. Adventures don't have the capacity to hold these big events, and so they don't feel impactful. It feels too simple for foiling Stitch Jim, someone that we've been waiting to see the return of for a solid 2 years, that quickly. It was a bit meh. And then the cons. My god, this update, they have screwed over the visual effects so much. It is a buggy mess. To name a few that I found, sword when you slash, there's purple bits as if it's left over from a hitbox. Mermaid's effects are reverted themselves back to some low quality thing. When the Herald of the Flames, Jin was attacking us, my god, his attacks were green at points, and the volcano, when the volcano erupted, yeah, well, there's nothing more I can say apart from it. Basically, I don't know what they've done. The visual effects have been, they're gone. Other bad bits of this adventure include stuff like Pendragon. When I'm trying to, so basically, if you haven't played it yet, and you're for some reason watching this video, I don't know why you're watching this video, but anyway, when you finish talking to Pendragon, you then have to speak with him again. So he'll say some VO to you. You interact with him to find out where to go next. But while you're interacting with him, he'll be saying his prompt dialogue for if you're not like trying to talk to him, to say, oh, you don't know what to do. He'll be like, oh yeah, I know where we need to go next. And while I'm talking to him, he's just spamming in my ear, I know where we need to go next. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just a really small thing that annoyed me. But by far, the worst bit of this adventure was also the best bit. The final fight. It was so stupidly overcomplicated. You got there, the Ashen Lord spawned, or Herald of the Flame, whatever. Then there were skeletons that spawned, fine. His vulnerabilities have been shortened, so between his first and second downtime, like a couple of hits got him between those two. There were phantoms that spawned that he summoned. Pendragon was piping, I need to get in there, because he was down in the vault trying to open up the door. Bell then summoned ancients, which wasn't made a big deal about, they just randomly appeared. The volcano erupted. Now bear in mind I couldn't see the volcano because the visuals are gone, so all this, there's so many visual errors, and so it just ended up feeling really clunky and cluttered and put together really quickly. I'm going to be honest, for something that just feels like it was so meant for a tall tale, like we're talking about Flamehearts Return here, it's not like Pendragon's going for a walk in the park with Bell and his dog. Like, it's something pretty serious, and we're just whacking everything, you know, spawn all .exe program has been run at rare, with every entity possible, where everyone's spamming voice lines, the visual effects are broke. It just seemed so unbelievably, stupidly complicated than it needed to be. If it was just a bit more polished, it would have been such an awesome experience. It was honestly just a bit of a meme. It was a bit of a meme, and that's the best way I can describe this final fight. I don't know where Adventures are going, but we gotta leave that point for now. There you go, Adventure was fun. Could have been polished more. Overall, it was funny, if anything, to be honest with you. But then that leads us to where everything's going. Because this adventure, apart from the issues it had, is taking us places. Next adventure will be, well, potentially, it might be, it might not be, the return of Captain Flameheart. Another ritual will be attempted, so this whole adventure's been a bit pointless, apart from to work out there's going to be another ritual. So, we stopped the ritual to work out there's going to be another ritual. Very interesting, love that logic, rare, absolutely great. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to it because it's really not that long away now, and it's going to change the course of the game's events very significantly. In my opinion, I do believe that Flameheart will return in this next adventure. There's a bunch of evidence to support this, and I actually want to give it its own video. I want to discuss this next adventure. It's not something I'd normally do because adventures aren't that popular at the moment, but next adventure will quite possibly have some of the most significant events. In fact, it is the most significant event that we have seen in-game, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Flameheart will return, in my opinion, just due to the fact if he doesn't, then we may as well chuck the Flameheart storyline down a garbage disposal. Because stuff needs to happen, the Reapers need a victory, you got to build the war up. He's got to come back, the Sea of Thieves has got to be at his knees, and then BAM, that's when you defeat the big bad villain. Because if we keep on doing this, back and forth, Flameheart trying to find a body for years, it's just not going to work. The adventure's called The Return of the Damned. They wouldn't call it The Return of the Damned if he wasn't going to return. So, I don't know. Anyways, a lot more to discuss on that in a future video. It should be coming out in just a few days. I'm going to try and get that out as quick as possible because there's some very exciting times coming for the Sea of Thieves. But anyways, let me know what you think of all down in the comments below. It's been a pretty wacky adventure, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.